Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview Sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Welcome to the podcast. This is your host, Seth Greene. Today, I have the good fortune to be joined by David Anderson of Nitro Marketing. David has done something I don't know anybody else who's done. My son has attempted it, but hasn't pulled it off. David built his first website that actually made money before he was in 5th grade and has spent the rest of that time building them for other people, helping them make money too. David, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you having me here.
Of course. So we gotta go back in time because my 10-year-old built a couple different websites and makes money as an affiliate marketer, but small, especially since he doesn't have a big traffic budget. So what was the website? How did you get inspired to build a website before 5th grade, and what was it?
Yeah, good question. So for me, I had this fascination with Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z. I was in, I wasn't even 5th grade yet. I think I was in 4th grade, and it was the summer before 5th grade. And I was just so fascinated with the video game. And for some reason, I just remember seeing my dad's IBM laptop in his office, and just for whatever reason, I would open it up and I would just play all these like video games. And that was back in the day when we had AOL dial-up startup, when you had the little fancy noise going on there. And I would go in there and I would just play different games. I would join AOL chat rooms, and then I would like find fascinations with, basically with Pokemon, and like meet other people online that were into that as well. And then all of a sudden, like I remember some kids showing me their websites that they built, and they showed me how to do it. And I literally just went through the process, and I don't know what made me want to do it, but I just started writing stories about it. I think because I saw these other sites, and I was blogging before blogging even really existed. And this is before Google existed. I think the search engines I submitted to was called go.com, which was later bought by Google. So yeah, I mean, long story short, I submitted it to all these traffic search engines, finding all these sites. I went through this ClickBank type website where you could put banners on. And back in the day, it would just be, if someone clicked on your banner, you made 10 cents. I don't think it's like that anymore. You have to go through an affiliate and actually buy the product. But then it was just like, just click it. So I'd tell everyone in these forums to go on my website. I think I got like tens of thousands. I think it was like, if the number, if I remember right, was like 60,000 hits on there. But if I could sum it all up, I was just doing it for fun. Like I was just sitting there playing around on a computer and figured it out.
All right. So awesome. Congratulations on that. That was, a year ago, back when you were, 10. How did that transition into an internet marketing business? Yeah.
So, keep in mind that was, back in 5th grade. So I go through life, middle school, high school. I dabble in, websites and graphic design. I remember taking a graphic design class in high school. I remember designing MySpace layouts for bands. I played guitars, so I was in that scene of people that like to play music. So I would design like really cool MySpace layouts and make them look really cool. And it was just something I always dabbled with. Well, went to college, went to Florida State, got 3 degrees, but always still had that entrepreneurial itch, right? So I went to corporate for 2 years. I worked for a company called Trulia.com, and I learned a lot of great stuff, sales, marketing. But the one thing that I was lacking was not being my own business owner, not being an entrepreneur. That's just how I was raised. My father is an entrepreneur. My stepfather, before he passed away, he was an entrepreneur as well. So I just grew up with that energy and that drive. So here I'm in corporate, and I'm reading all these blogs, watching all these YouTube videos of guys that were traveling the world and starting an online business. And the whole concept was after the whole 4-hour work week book came out, Tim Ferriss. And just that whole concept where you could be anywhere in the world and work from a laptop blew my mind. And here I am sitting in it wasn't a cubicle, but it was like those small desks with dividers. And I had people, sitting next to me, and just going to my it wasn't a 9 to 5, it was a 7:30 a.m. to 4. So I had to be at the office at 7:30 in the morning. And I'm sitting there just like soaking up all this information that I could, to the point where eventually I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to do it on my own. And I took a 12-week leap of absence and decided to just start building websites for customers. And it's been 3.5 years now since that day I jumped shipped, left the corporate world, and I have not looked back.
Congratulations. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Who's your ideal client?
My ideal client right now, we've serviced everyone, right? I manage over 50 ongoing websites, but right now we're seeing a lot of the customers we can really help are other influencers, fitness coaches, personal development coaches, people that want to really genuinely help people and be a public figure. We seem to be doing a lot of websites recently, but also the other type of business owner is a lot of local people here in Denver, but anything in between. But the influencer space has been really cool because I think now more than ever, people are learning the power of internet marketing. I mean, you can right now start a YouTube channel or start a podcast like you're doing right now, Seth, and become an influencer, a mini celebrity, and really affect people's lives. So we're seeing a trend of a lot of people wanting to do that. And hand in hand, they need the branding, they need the logo, they need the website. So they come to us for that.
Awesome. What are some of the magical transformations that you've watched that you've helped create happen, where you took someone who didn't have anything, built them something, and then what did that do for their business?
Yeah. So if you want to see a really cool website, you go to natfitness.com. That's N as in Nancy, ATT fitness.com. This guy is a perfect example of someone he's just a go-getter. He's very motivating. He's awesome to be around, and he's a fitness coach. And if you look on his website, he's jacked. Like he has got muscles, and he really loves what he does. But when it came to the online world, it was just so intimidating. But he knew he could really make some results and make an impact. So he started, basically we started coaching him on how to do videos on his Facebook and help him start a YouTube channel. Then we built out his website. Well, in that whole process, once we launched that website, we created a book for him called Abs, Energy, and Confidence. And who doesn't want that, right? What guy or girl doesn't want, better looking stomach, more confidence, more energy in your life? So we created this book for him and put it on the very, front page of his website. So as soon as you go on there, you can sign up your email. Well, within that first month of launching it, he got 300 leads from that book. Just the first month. And ever since then, he's been growing, he's been expanding, he's just starting to get some traction on his YouTube channel. He's got a big Instagram and Facebook following. And he got to a point where he owns a gym, he co-owns a gym, and then he is a fitness trainer. So he is selling out memberships at his gym. He went from like 250 members to 750. And then he also filled out his full one-on-one coaching. So now he has a scaling problem. So that's the next issue we're fixing, is helping him build a team of coaches so that the coaches can coach the clients, and then he focuses on the marketing. And then we're also building a membership platform so people can pay a monthly subscription and get access to his videos. So it's a good problem to have when you have too many clients. So now we're just scaling his ability to serve more people.
That is awesome. So you didn't just help build the brand in the first place.
Yeah.
You then are helping him solve the problem that you created, which is the best problem to have, and then take it to the next level.
100%, Seth. 100%.
That is awesome. What are some of the biggest mistakes you see people business owners making when they come to you and you're like cringe and go, oh my God, I can't believe they did X. What's X?
Yeah. Ooh, I see a couple ones. I'll say a bunch of them actually, but I'll think of the first two that come to mind. One, a lot of business owners thinking that there's this one magic bullet that you can just like, okay, I'm going to invest all in SEO and I'm just going to crush an SEO or just do that one thing. But instead, I always question a business owner, instead of looking for that one magic bullet, look at your marketing like a whole ecosystem, right? When you think of an ecosystem, what comes to mind? Well, you think of the plants, trees, animals, oxygen, right? So what happens if you take the water out or the oxygen from that ecosystem? The whole thing falls apart. And a lot of business owners don't see the same thing in their marketing. So when it comes to your marketing, making sure that you have your media, your website, your branding, your logo, your sales process, your products, everything working together and looking at the whole piece. I think a lot of business owners, they're stressed. right? They're very time strapped. They are very good at their craft, but they forget about the marketing and sales piece, right? A lot of business owners, the other thing I see is they're not putting in the time. So all I can do as a marketer is give someone the tools, give someone the expertise. But if a company and a business owner doesn't feel like running 100% in it, they're not going to succeed. So one thing I suggest is if you're in a growth phase where you're either just starting off or maybe you've plateaued over the first few years, you need to be very aggressive with your sales and marketing. And I always ask this question, how much time are you spending throughout your week just on sales and marketing? And a lot of the times they sit there, twiddle their thumbs, are like, I guess not that much time, right? So then I challenge them, I say, you need to be spending 80% of your week just on sales and marketing if you want to aggressively grow. So those are the two common things, magic bullet and not putting in the time.
Those are excellent suggestions. We see those all the time as well.
Yeah.
What is, with all the success you've achieved, where do you see Nitro Works in the next 5 years?
Oh, it's a good question. So right now, I just got my first sales rep trained, and he actually just closed his first deal this week. Yeah, thank you. So I have a team. There's a team of 7 of us. I have a web developer, or 3 web developers, graphic designers, copywriters, you name it. I have the whole team, and I built the product. Now the next step is building the sales team. So what I see NitroWorks as in the next 5 years, I want to disrupt the online marketing industry. There is a lot of people out there taking advantage of businesses. There's a lot of people out there. It's just such a low barrier to entry. So I want to be the knight in shining armor that goes into companies and just really helps them with their online marketing. So just being a big player, impacting thousands to millions, to potentially even more entrepreneurs, and just helping them be. When I think of Nitro, I think of it as fuel for your business. I got the concept, if you've seen that movie Fast and Furious, where they get the nitrous, it's this blue little flame, and they turn it on and it makes them pass the competition and win the race. So that's what I want NitroWorks to be for someone, is this is fuel for your business, and it's going to help you skyrocket forward.
That is awesome. What is your biggest challenge in pulling that off?
Right now, it's just building processes and just being patient, just building the processes. And I'm always working on systems every single day. So the challenge is just keep going forward and being patient about the process.
What type of software programs are you using to manage those systems that you're building so that the right step gets done by the right person, the right way at the right time?
Yeah, good question. So I have a bunch of different ones. For my CRM, I use HubSpot. I think it's an awesome tool, highly recommend it. And it's free too, unless you want the paid version. A bunch of cool features. I use Trello for project management. That's free as well. It works beautifully with my team. I have literally a card for each team member. And then if they have a task, I throw a card right on their board. I also use to manage the actual projects, with my clients. I use G Drive. Almost everyone has a Gmail nowadays. And it's easy to just drop files in a folder and organize it with the team and organize it with the client. So those are the 3 main systems I use right now.
Awesome. What else do you want to share that I didn't think to ask you?
Well, let me ask you this, Seth. What's the most value? What do your listeners right now, what do they need? What are they itching to do when they listen to your podcast?
They're all entrepreneurs. They're all looking to grow their business as well. They are all looking for that nitrous that you talked about.
Okay.
So what would you say? We know we don't want them to think that there's a silver bullet, but what are you seeing as having the biggest impact in your client's business? What is, if you had to eliminate every service and product but one, what would you keep?
Oof, that is a good question. The one service and product that I would keep that I sell to my clients?
Yes.
I would say picking your media, whatever that is. So for you, Seth, it's this podcast, right? Whatever that is that YouTube? Is that blogging? Is that podcasting? Or do you want to just totally dominate Facebook, Instagram? Just pick that one platform and just totally dominate it. If you're just starting off or you're aggressively growing, don't get too spread around the other things. You see guys like Gary Vaynerchuk that are everywhere, but guess what? He has a team of 7 doing his videos and doing all that stuff. He has teams backed up doing all of his social media. So if you're the guy that's just starting off or you have a smaller team, just focus on dominating that one media.
All right, awesome advice for our viewers and listeners who are resonating with what you're saying and want some nitrous in the business. NitroWorksMarketing.com, best place to send them?
NitroWorksMarketing.com. I actually offer a free $500 marketing boost phone call. It's a 30-minute call with either me or one of my sales consultants, marketing consultants, that are going to go in and get you crystal clear on your vision so that you know exactly what you need to do to get there.
That is an awesome value. Thank you so much, listeners, viewers. Make sure you take advantage of that. We'll put that link in the show notes. David, thank you so much for joining us. Awesome interview.
Thank you, Seth. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for listening to this special productivity series of the Direct Response Marketing Podcast. I've interviewed hundreds of the most successful entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and CEOs all over the world, and I want to share with you one of the biggest ways I've discovered to triple your productivity that I've learned from these amazing people. Even better, I'll pay you $500 to test drive it. Just go to takethe500challenge.com. That's www.takethe500challenge.com to learn more. Thanks so much for listening.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.